Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? Back again with another Casper and crypto live stream. And yeah, right now, been doing a hell of a lot of research today, truth be told, and a lot of sources suggest right now that the worst may be behind us. Of course, anything's possible, not financial advice. Do your own research, of course. But I am under the impression right now the worst is behind us. If we get some more developments regarding the tariffs and more trade wars, then yes, sure, there's still more downside. It's still possible, but a lot of the big dilemmas, the big negative market sentiment, that was predominantly a Q1 issue. Going into Q2, going into later half of April, going into May is looking extremely bullish for the crypto market. Not just for Casper as well, but I think Casper's in for a very big run very soon. We'll get into all of the sources in today's video. I'm currently in the process, and I spent hours in making this one, making a general market structure and altcoin video, where of course we're going to be talking about the current sentiment in the market, and also some altcoins that I think are due to do very well this cycle, and also due to do very well in the coming months as well. And yeah, I mean, I'm very optimistic right now for crypto. I think a lot's coming. So as always, if you enjoy these streams, I'm doing streams every single day without fail, apart from days where I had family crisis, then leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Loud brother, welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a very good day. Andy, you too, 20 more Casper. Keep pumping that bad. Love to hear it. Cryptoni, you too, man. Let's go. You know it. You know it. We're in a very strong position right now in crypto. Things are looking up. Casper's going to run like Forrest Gump. No doubt about it. Casper's going to go through an absolutely parabolic tear. And I will get into the Casper announcements later on because they are important. But I'm going to get into my reasonings and the sources that I've discovered that lead me to believe that we are going to be going into a very bullish May. Very bullish incoming, right? So one of the key indicators we already know about, should know about, is the M2. The M2 Global Liquidity Index, the money supply. Now, when you load this up, you go to indicators on TradingView, type in M2, and you go to the second one right here. And then you'll go into your settings for it, and you'll set the offset of days between 10 to 12 weeks. Which therefore means it will be, 10 to 12 days, or it'd be 100 to 120, 10 to 12 weeks. So 100. Wait, am I doing maths correctly? 7 times no. So yeah, so 10 to 12 weeks. So it'd be roughly 80 or so, 100 days offset, so to speak. Now the reason why I say that is because the M2 is an indicator of money that's being printed into the economy, right? And we're seeing a lot of money printing right now. China, for example, China has got a massive stimulus package going on right now, and they're sending a lot of money and printing a lot of money to fund their factories. Japan, while seemingly slowing it down right now, they've been printing an absurd amount of money as well. And of course, there are many more countries across Asia and in Europe that are all printing a lot of money, which of course is going to cycle into the economy. The money to supply, the M supply is going up higher and higher. So the reason why you load this up and you put it 10 to 12 weeks in advance is because when the money is printed, it goes into the safe assets first. It goes into the bonds, it goes into the real estate, it goes into the S&P 500, which is more on risk but is safer than the likes of crypto. So in the first 10 weeks or so, when the money is printed, it goes into the safe assets, and then it will go into crypto and altcoins. So then you see, as you line it up correctly, you can see that right now Bitcoin is lining up with the M2 supply here. Quite nicely as well, if you ask me. Line it up quite nicely with the M2 supply right here. Which therefore, as you can see, means that we're approaching quite quickly onto the time where Bitcoin should start to see a reversal. You start to see the money start to... Okay, the exact correlation is not 100%, but there's an 80% correlation to Bitcoin and the M2 supply. So, with the M2 supply having such a high correlation, it's a good indicator. Therefore, there's a good chance that Bitcoin is going to start going through a nice rally very, very shortly, going into the latter half of April and especially going into May as well. Because right now the energy supply is reaching at the highest it has been. Energy supply is higher it is right now than it was back in January, back in December. So this is quite reassuring news. Very reassuring even. And that's just one element of things. We don't need money printing. We don't need it. Remember in the 2021 cycle? In the 2021 cycle, we did not have any money printing when Trump first took office. There was no money printing back here, and we still had an extremely bullish market. But of course, money printing will make things a hell of a lot easier. That's one element of it. And then it gets into kind of the market structure right now. The market structure, right now we've seen a massive collapse. Right now Bitcoin's following the M2 supply, which is good, but the collapse right now has a lot of people understandably losing faith in Trump and calling him out, calling him every name in the book, you name it. And while there is probably justification for it, let's take a step back. Trump did say the markets are going to boom. And so far, that's not happened. Far from it, actually. We've seen the markets collapse, blood in the water all over the place. The Bitcoin's down 25%. All alts are down 60, 70%. S&P 500 is down quite considerably as well. But this is all by design, at least in my belief. The reason why is highlighted in a video posted by Simply Bitcoin, where it highlights that this is the US Treasury debt distribution, where we can see a lot of the debt in the United States is reaching maturity. What this means is, as we can see in this site here, there's currently, this year, $7.2, almost $7.3 trillion worth of debt that's reaching maturity. And because America does not have the capabilities to pay off that debt, they're going to have to refinance it. But because the markets are so high, if they had to refinance it, they would have to pay a premium, so much money on it. So this market collapse, this market pullback, this market crash, I would like to believe was by design, giving America the opportunity and the possibility to refinance the debt at a cheaper rate. Which therefore means you're going to free up more money, trillions of dollars of capital, to be able to then cycle back into the markets. Better still, this debt, majority of this debt that was reaching maturity and needed refinancing, was happening in the first half of this year, in particular the first quarter. We've just passed March. We're going into April. We're in Q2 now. There's still quite a sizable amount of debt to be refinanced, but it's significantly less than it was in the last quarter. So this also supports the fact that the worst is behind us, because a lot of debt is now already being refinanced. In this interview as well, Trump, when he spoke about the tariffs that he implemented, he mentioned how there's now $7 trillion worth of investments coming back to America. That also could correlate and go back into the markets as well. It won't be everything and it won't be all at once, but it will be gradual and it will come back into crypto. The tariffs the tariffs are a short-term event. They cause a lot of fear, uncertainty and doubt, a lot of FUD. The headline itself can scare a lot of people out of their bags and start to dump the markets. We did see a massive liquidation on the day it happened, and we've seen the S&P 500 come back over 10% or so since the tariffs were announced. We zoom in a little bit closer, we can see here. It's a massive pullback. But what's also interesting as well, as I'm going to showcase since the tariffs were announced here, 10% pullback, Bitcoin has actually fared far better. Bitcoin's pullback since the tariffs were announced is about 3% max from this point peak here. 3% pullback. So Bitcoin is actually acting less volatile than the S&P 500 right now, which is interesting. Why is that? Well, it's partly because of the understanding of the M2 supply, that Bitcoin follows it quite closely, and therefore will likely see Bitcoin make a push to a reversal very, very soon. That's partly for the reason. There's also because of all the regulatory policies being released in America right now. You've got market structure bills being drawn up and a stablecoin bill being released from the House and to the Senate. And they've got an 80% correlation, so close. So we're not far from those being implemented into law as well, giving regulatory clarity to the Bank of America, JP Morgan, all massive Wall Street institutions to either launch or trade with stablecoins. So trillions of dollars of capital can come in as well. And this also then coincides with QT and QE as well. In the last FOMC meeting, the Fed mentioned they weren't changing rates right now. They're playing the wait and see approach. They're not hurried to adjust right now because they think they've got good positions right now, which I think they do as well. But they also announced that they are now reducing QT. They're slowing down the pace of decline, and they now reduced it from 25 billion to 5 billion. So even less money is being restricted. This is going closer towards quantitative easing, so money being released into the economy, printing. Trump wants Jerome Powell to cut rates. He stated so on numerous occasions. He said it'd be a perfect time to cut rates, and arguably it would be. The empty supply is going up, printing's coming out from all over the globe, and soon America will follow in suit. There have been more jobs seemingly as well, which was confirmed in the report, the job report payroll, non-farm payroll data that came out yesterday. We saw 209,000 more jobs added, as opposed to the expected 127. So we saw 82,000 more jobs than expected, which is very, very bullish. So the markets right now are in a very, very strong position. Very strong position. They're down a lot, and it sounds like recession's on the horizon, but the fact that we're seeing more jobs than expected by quite a sizable margin as well is also proof that recession we're avoiding a recession, if anything. This is at least what this sources suggest to me. That Trump is right, maybe not in the immediate short term, but in the next few months, the markets will start to make a relief rally, a recovery, and the markets will start to boom. All the tariffs will become nothing more than just headlines, unless we get some significant trade war going on, which there has been some what's the word I'm looking for? Some retaliations from other countries, which I believe was mentioned in the interview from Scott Bessent, which is retaliations come through, we're going to retaliate back harder. So there's no point in fighting it. And they have done that so far. And actually, there have been a lot of countries already, like Vietnam, who've already approached America to ask to remove the tariffs. So they're trying to sort out some form of agreement. So right now, the tariffs looks like they're somewhat working in terms of, the scare tactic, the fear that it's going to put on other countries and nations who predominantly rely on America for their investments and for their customers and clientele. Jerome Powell's playing the wait and see approach, and that also means that he's stating that he states that inflation will rise due to tariffs. So that means that on the 5th in 5 days' time, on the 10th of April, that's also going to be a very important day for us as well, because that's when we're going to see the CPI data release. That's when we're going to see inflation data come out. So stay tuned for 10th of April. We'll hope we go through that as well. I'll be releasing the more in-depth TLDR about it all in my executive community, my VIP group, beforehand, ahead of time, letting us know what we think from it and what ultimately is coming from the markets. If you want to find out more, again, check out the VIP group 7-day free trial. Links are below in the description. Also on my YouTube homepage here as well. wop.com/coin-factory. And this is the in-depth insight right now that we're trying to provide in the community right now, understanding that there's a lot coming to the space. The markets look like they're terrible, but they're actually arguably in the best position we've ever been in. They're down considerably, but we're now getting apparently $7 trillion worth of investment coming through. The empty supply is looking like it's lining with Bitcoin, which therefore means a rally seems to be closing in, which is very, very good as well. Yes, it might actually be a few days too back. It might even be a bit further. If I go to 100, is that better? Yeah, something more like that, which therefore leads into May being the time we start seeing a rally up. So it'd be something like that. The Bitcoin very closely follows to the M2. We'll start seeing there's like a rally going into May time. So America right now, markets are terrible. Yes, alts are bleeding, no doubt. But it's also in a very strong position to start seeing a relief going seemingly into May, when the next FOMC meeting will also happen in there as well, and that hopefully could be very bullish as well. We know Paul Atkins is also close to taking office as well. Mark Yader is the acting chairman right now, and Paul Atkins will take it over very soon as well. So from a general market standpoint, I would argue, my personal opinion, not financial advice, but I would argue that we are in a very, very strong position. We can see more downside in the short term, definitely. But by the end of this month, going into May and June and into Q3 and onwards, with more crypto regulatory policies coming out in America and across the world, with the money printing starting to rally up more and more globally, and also starting in America, I like to believe as well. We don't need it, but it will come. Crypto is going to be a very strong position to see a lot more adoption and start to rally up in price. You'll see a relief rally, and I think Casper, as well as many other projects as well, but I think Casper is definitely going to catch this. Definitely going to catch this because of their developments, because of what else has been announced recently, and of course their massive blockbuster milestone development of Crescendo is happening early May, 5th of May, which could be just in time for the massive reversal in the M2 around early May here. So there's a lot more to look forward to, no doubt. A lot more to look forward to. And I'll get more into some of the Casper news and macro news in just a moment, but I'm going to answer some questions real quickly as well. Welcome back everyone once again to the stream. Hope you had a very, very good day. What's up, brother? Casper to the moon? No doubt it. No doubt it. I bet that Binance will list after Casper, after wallet 2 becomes number 1. That is also not a bad thesis. If I quickly load up the website for it, the Kas.fi, go to token addresses right now, we can see right now there's a total of 514,000 addresses, which is slowly but surely rallying up. And we can see that Wallet 2 has now actually flipped Wallet 3 Gate. Gate saw 18.6 million Casper outflows. Therefore, Wallet 3 has become Wallet 2. This is apparently Binance's wallet here. Next is MEXC. MEXC is an Aquaman right now. It'd be surprising if, unless we saw a sizable purchase or sizable outflows, that Wallet 2 would flip MEXC. But I do think that there's a good chance Binance is this wallet here. It makes sense. They buy most of their Casper from the likes of Gate as well. They were buying every single day for the past 5 days in a row, and they haven't bought today on the weekend, which is also, maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's not, who can tell, but things are definitely heating up for Casper right now with all their big developments incoming, and I'll get into that again in a moment. Is it true that Mr. Mars is just an AI bot trained to interact with us about Casper? Maybe. And that's maybe why he keeps saying I'm bullying him and keeping him in my basement. Print money. Yeah, no, money printing is seemingly on the horizon. Trump's, pleading and saying Jerome Powell just stop playing politics and just cut rates, print money, do that sort of thing. And I think Jerome Powell's highlighting again that the reason why he's not doing it is because the tariffs. He's pretty much just saying the tariffs are the problems right now. Inflation's too high, and we've got lower growth in the economy right now. So that means again, 10th of April is going to be a very, very important date, because if the data comes back and inflation actually has come down, then that would be a good indicator that money printing will start happening sooner than we think, and QE and rate cuts. April 5th, happy birthday to Tom Polinsky and Satoshi. Yeah, I saw that in the community briefly earlier today, how apparently it's Tom Polinsky, apparently it's Satoshi's birthday today, and therefore people are saying Tom Polinsky as well. At least I believe that's the case. Or if I didn't look into too much detail. I'm not sure if it actually is Tom Polinsky's birthday today. I'm not sure whose it was. If I quickly have a gloss through the community. It's Satoshi. It's Satoshi's birthday today. Yeah, so Satoshi Nakamoto's birthday today. Apparently making 50. So of course people are now saying that is also Tom Polinsky as well, which I guess fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, with that being said, you are correct. Scott Bessent said the target is 3.7% for the 10-year. Yes, 3.7% is a target, according to Scott Bessent. And we can see right now, in accordance to this video, currently it's at 3.9, just below 4%. So it's already coming down to the appropriate target, which is good. And hopefully the Fed therefore will take action sooner than we think as well. What's the Tucker Carlson and Scott Bessent interview released yesterday? I have seen clips of it. I plan to watch through it in more detail. I'm pretty sure this video here actually did cover the interview. Yeah, right here. This one right here. I believe it was this one here. Yeah, Scott Bessent on tariffs and economic growth. Yeah, so this is the interview here. And yeah, it was very, very insightful. And ultimately, yeah, it's just highlighting that again, if the other nations want to retaliate, then we're going to retaliate back. And the thing is, America can do that. They have the economic power to do so. Everything's still denominated in dollars. The dollar still reigns supreme, despite the DYX falling off since Trump's inauguration. Oh, my trading view's frozen. There you go. the dollar index falling down quite a bit since Trump's inauguration, the dollar's still relatively strong, and also this is an indicator that, again, this is better for on-risk assets. If the dollar becomes weaker, but it's better for the risk asset markets, where investing is better than holding the dollar because the dollar's losing value. No, look at the price of gold compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is acting more like gold now. I think that's how you do this. Bitcoin AUD, is that how you do it? Do that. You should tell me the command for it, I'll look it up. I mean, you can see like that as well. That's gold futures there. But I mean, Bitcoin is seemingly, again, it's got an 80% correlation to the M2. And the M2 suggests that it's going to be starting to rally going in this quarter right now. So there should be hopefully seeing a relief rally for Bitcoin and some money coming back as well very soon. I'm liking my AU right now. I mean, yeah, gold's looking very, very good. Still going up and up as the on-risk asset market is not looking strong right now because of the tariffs, but the dollar's also not looking strong. So therefore, you just go for the commodities that actually have, proven store of value traits, which again would be gold. But I'm confident that crypto and Bitcoin and alt will come back stronger as well. What's up, Go-To brother? Welcome back to the channel, and U2DD as well. Everything looking very good. America's in the best position it's been in the last 100 years. It is in a strong position, no doubt. No doubt. Despite love or hate Trump, again, much of this has been a complete disaster since his inauguration. Again, I do believe it's by design, just so they can get some cheap refinancing of the debt. And now that most of the debt and the maturity of the debt is now behind us, we can now look towards actually seeing the market go up in value. What do you think? Is it a good idea to buy now or wait for a better Monday market opening? I mean, ultimately, eternal night is your decision. None of us are financial advisors here. I've been DCAing consistently in my portfolio for my assets, and I think that there is a lot coming. I think this month, personally, I suspect April, in correlation again to the M2, April will be kind of a choppy market, kind of going sideways, and then going into May, it will start looking a lot better. So this could be a good time to accumulate. Again, it's still possible we go down lower if some, black swan like events, so out of nowhere a trade war occurs, you might see more pullbacks. But otherwise, then things are looking to line up quite nicely to going into May time to start to see some more relief rally and going on further from there as well. Trump's tweets are so funny, as if everything wasn't planned in advance. You know what I mean? On TradingView, there's a way to compare two charts. Okay, well, I will have a look into that off stream because I don't know how to do it right now. So I need to look into that off stream so I can make sure I know that information for the future. And be able to compare two charts at the same time. I know there is a way to do it. I've seen people do it before, but I just never looked into it myself. Because I haven't felt the need to, really. I've been able to use the information I had on hand to be able to analyse the markets, but now trying to get into a bit more in-depth analysis as things are heating up again. I feel like I need to expand my horizons. But either way, now I get into some of the big Casper news, and ultimately, yes, I think May is going to be a very, very big time. Buckle up for Mayhem, no doubt. Some big announcements, of course, regarding Casper. We are now entering the last 30 days of the crescendo update until we have it activated onto the mainnet. As Capital highlights here, the last over 2 years have brought him quite quality friends, amazing memories, and true belief that Casper is the only project I trust and work for. And, again, there's a lot of people right now who still choose to hate Casper, and I think that's perfectly fine if you don't like Casper. But the hate I've seen for Casper more recently has been a case of bad price action, and it's also been a case of they have no smart contracts. And I'm like, okay, but they're building them. All the hate I've been seeing recently is regarding to no price action, or it's been a case of they have nothing on it right now. It's a ghost chain. And I'm like, okay, well, it has got stuff on it right now, but okay, if we're not going to be exact, then sure, fine. It's not got a lot of adoption, true, but the things that's going to give it adoption are months away. And it's quite convenient that a lot of people who do choose to hate Casper seem to ignore that fact. Not speculation, not, comment, is a fact. A lot of things are coming out very, very soon. Here we can see for Casper.com, testing IGRA smart contracts. We are one step closer to unlocking the full power of Casper smart contract applications. And you can see here, IGRA just stated they're happy to share we shortlisted 10 excellent teams and builders for testing Dromon, which is the new name of our DevNet. 10 more teams will join once we've polished things and work on the initial kinks. More of this will follow in our keynote on the 8th of April at the Web3 Festival in Hong Kong. So it looks like Casper.com is one such company that's going to be working alongside IGRA from the looks of things here, which is good to see, because Casper.com has been about for quite some time and working with Casper, working alongside the community as well, which is good to see. But yes, smart contracts are not far off for IGRA. We also know that smart contracts are not far off for the likes of Casplex as well. 10 BPS activation quickly closing in, and Casplex already is functioning as layer 2 with the aim to create decentralized applications, smart contracts, and more. It's not a matter of if, a matter of when. There's no secrets on the biggest coming to Casper, not to mention IGLabs and KI as well. And Casper highlighted and leaked in a recent AMA with the KEF. There's some huge alpha that the KEF, that Casplex, they are already conversing and aiming to collaborate with other blockchains to bring more adoption to Casper. Having other layer 2s connect to other layer 2s on Casper already, so IGLabs, Casplex, that lot, and also having other blockchains to be able to bridge onto Casper's layer 1. Which is again very big news. So once other devs, users, institutions get a taste of what Casper has to offer, the extremely fast and cheap transaction times while remaining completely decentralized and secure in other ways that layer 1s can't provide, for example the MEV resistance, which is extremely big, they won't be able to resist building on Casper. That's my belief, and I'm sure it'll come to fruition very, very soon. We'll see that belief come to fruition with all that's coming to Casper, and again, it's all going to start taking shape on May 5th following the activation of 10 BPS onto the mainnet of Crescendo hard fork. Going into May again seeming to be a very, very good time for the markets to make some form of relief rally, with the M2 starting to roll out more and more. Again, KRI is very, very big. They've got a lot of big projects as well. They're literally working on Asset Mint right now, which is very good to see. And the Asset Mint, for those who are unaware, is an institutional grade platform on Casper, designed in consultation with traditional asset owners to tokenize high value assets such as real estate, private equity, and commodities. These are all multi-trillion-dollar markets. Asset Mint offers enhanced liquidity, fractional ownership, and seamless integration with institutional portfolios. And that's one of the many projects the KI has building on top of Casper right now. They do need ZK, zero knowledge, smart contracts. They need a ZK virtual machine, zero knowledge virtual machine, not just Ethereum virtual machine, which is highlighted here from Captain Sats. But KI confirm here that we do have an eternal Ethereum virtual machine that is operational right now. So that means therefore there are some of these projects they have building with their clients here that are currently able to go underway right now. If not just early stage, at least actually getting full going. You see ZK coming out later on this year. Tom Polinsky's working on building the smart contract architecture for Casper, whilst Michael Sutton's going to be working on Rust and then switching to Dagnite. So we'll see that come through probably in Q3, but you'll see some early smart contract warning signs and some form of developments coming through in Q2, this quarter, in the next few months. ZET, another very, very big project the KI is trying to push out there, transforming the carbon energy market through Casper. That is going to be north of a $3 trillion market in 2030. And Casper is going to become an integral part of that as well. This post here also highlights the connections Casper are going to have again. There's so much more still coming to Casper regarding the tier 1 listings as well. 10 BPS is close, and you're going to see big exchanges. Binance, Coinbase, OKX that have been fading and sleeping on Casper will approach Casper, and that may cause a further catalyst. We've been saying for a while what these tier 1s are waiting for is high volume and a good market catalyst for Casper. We've been saying it for a long time now. Right now, Casper volume's at 17 million. It's quite lackluster. Volume's being dominated by the likes of Gate at 21%. Then we can see it's BTCC. Actually, BTC is dominating right now at 42%. That's the highest one right now. Then it's Gate. But we know that the high volume is what we want to see with these tier 1s as well. So when we see high volume on Casper, when we see it, especially with the big chains as well, following 10 BPS, following M2 supply going up, following potential QE and rate cuts and money printing, following smart contracts, following stablecoins, which is also coming to Casper in this quarter, all those developments will act as key, snowball effect catalysts that will keep Casper going up. It's keeping it afloat, and equally will start making it go higher as well. And the tier 1s will list Casper, and that'll act as a further catalyst to send Casper much higher as well in price. Casper has that advantage as well. And in other news, in some funny but also I guess somewhat upsetting news right now, Casper was in the crypto tournament event, and they were against ICP yesterday. And it turns out that ICP has been, in the words of this account here, who's done a bit more deep dive research into it, has been convicted of botting. So they'd be disqualified from it because they beat Casper out quite convincingly in such a short span of time in 10 minutes. So they were disqualified, putting Casper into the final against Litecoin, but we can see Litecoin right now is apparently surpassing Casper. Not by a margin, not by a lot, but it's still surpassing it. Again, this is not the biggest deal in the world because, you know, it's just a community sentiment type thing. But I mean, for me, I don't think it's really a contest. Casper's already proven itself to be the second best proof of work. Already proven itself to the hash rate. Litecoin managed to do, I think it was 10 million transactions in 3 months. Casper did that in less than 24 hours. So once again, I don't think it's much of a contest. People are claiming they've been botting on this as well, which I cannot confirm nor deny. I've not looked into it myself. But at the same time, Casper will continue to prove itself to the community. Even coming second is not bad, but Casper's going to continue running up higher and higher. And Casper, for me, with all the developments coming out in May, is going to be one massive project to make some big, big gains in the near future. There are also many other projects in this space as well. I think it also do very, very well. I think Tao is a very strong bet. Also a decentralized AI project. And we can see similarly Tao's come down significantly since its recent high. And even all-time high, which is down a little bit further as well. And I think Tao's also due for a massive run-up because AI is such a massive space. The only thing that institutions are more bullish on than crypto is AI. It's a very quickly growing space, and I got a lot more in-depth information and alpha information from institutions about that in my VIP group here. So if you want to find out more about it, again, links down below in the description. Also my YouTube homepage as well, wop.com/Factory. You have a 7-day free trial. Check that out down below. But AI is going to be an absolutely massive space, so that gives Tao a very, very strong shout to do very well. It's listed on Coinbase and many other big listings as well for Tao, so it has got adoption therefore to start running up higher. I think Tao's going to be a very, very big, big winner in the space. For those who aren't aware of what Tao is, for whatever reason it may be, effectively, when my notes load, Tao creates competitive subnets for machine learning, compute power and storage. So Tao effectively is like a digital marketplace where the best performing products and services will earn Tao tokens as a reward. It's miners are there as well. It's fair launch, just like Casper. That's why I also like Tao. There's nothing seemingly awry or wrong or corrupt or whatever it may be with Tao. It's truly decentralized. And regarding AI, decentralized AI projects is a very, very big thing. So I think Tao will be a big gainer as well. I think Sui, which is a bit different in that regard, or a lot different, could also be a big gainer going forward as well. It's proof of stake, it's not fair launch, it's not remotely the same to Tao or Casper. It's a layer 1 like Casper, but it's not remotely the same, so it's different. But Sui has advantages. Such advantages are their connection to partnerships, to like Arkham, and you have Arkham, you also have the likes of Merkle Science, and they have early adoption. And right now Sui is got enough, I'd say it's got enough for early stage adoption, no doubt, in regards to what they built. I think they're going to do very well this cycle, no doubt. And because they're also a US-based asset as well, it means they're going to get into a little bit extra favour, if you will, with the markets. Now, of course, Casper is also here. That's not exactly the case. We know it's not. It is, but it's not. But Sui is, through and through, a US-based crypto asset, so it'll give it extra favour. It's got partnerships with Donald Trump's World Liberty and much, much more. They also have an event happening in Dubai in early May as well. So again, May is looking to shape up to be quite a big month for Sui as well. It's another project that I think can do quite well. And there are many, many more in this space, of course. I mentioned the ones I do hold in the past. I like Desync, I like C. I like some of the game projects here as well. I think Algorand's a very strong bet. Adira H-Bar Also hold XRP as well. For me, I think that there's a lot more coming to the space, and I think that the macro news right now, everyone is so, and I get why, but everyone is so blinded by the tariffs and the short-term effect of the market that they're completely ignoring what's going on behind the scenes and the long term. When I saw the tariff announcements, I saw nothing or very little about the stablecoin developments. The fact that the Senate passed the Stable Act, which is huge, so one step closer towards getting stablecoin regulations in America. That was huge. No one spoke about that. It was all just about tariffs. The fact that no one's talking about, or very little people talking about, all this debt that needs to be refinanced, therefore giving some inkling on why the markets are corrected so heavily. Because the debt is so high right now, and they don't want to end up paying a premium to refinance it. So they tank the market so they can get it cheaper. So right now the markets have been struggling. Seemingly it was by design. I think it is still by design. And we'll start seeing the markets return in this quarter. My personal belief, not financial advice, of course, do your own research, but the research here, I highly recommend everyone go and watching this video as well. This information, this link is in my community. Shout out to Cody for this one. He put it into the general channel, I believe it was. Or was it in the news channel? If you go to the free Discord community here, and you check out the news public channel, you'll see me and Greg were at it about it, but if you watch that one there, Simply Bitcoin's video talking about the secret plan for Trump in regards to the market, it is a very insightful video. And also does go into showcase this interview here with Scott Besson as well, and Tucker. And yes, it's ultimately, once more, it's not a me by any means trying to be pro-Trump or anti-Trump. It's nothing about that. It's me just doing purely market analysis based on all the information we have on hand, how the Fed's acting, how Trump's acting, what is still coming in the back end of the economy, and then correlating that to the crypto developments as well and how the market's reacting as well. And again, someone mentioned it and I mentioned it in my recent stream, how it's quite interesting, and it is how Casper's big crescendo update happens around the time the M2 starts to make that return. Again, if you look at the M2, which we can see, M2 is coming down. It's not exact because Casper, I mean, yeah, it's a bit more awkward for Casper. I think I got it the wrong timeline. But Casper, of course, has not become. This is what obviously correlates with Bitcoin. So we can see Casper came down very heavily there, something like that. And then going into May, I think this is a little bit ahead. Let me quickly adjust this because I think it's a little bit ahead. I know it's around early May though. Let's say 110. Is that better? Why does it look weird? Okay, we'll just put it up here then, I guess. But yeah, I think Casper right now is seemingly linking up to the M2 we can see here. Yeah, so if I... Okay, so I don't know why it's going so hard, but fine. If you do that here, I am having a mare right now, aren't I? So we can see, yeah, it seems to be correlating and lining up to around this peak here, which is again early May time. You saw a little rally up here. The Casper did kind of go a little bit into it, come back down, and then we got the big pump where the M2 probably makes a proper flip in early May. May 5th actually. Then we start to see it go up from there. That's not guaranteeing the Casper going to rally up in that exact time. Not exactly. But it's possible. Again, once more highlighting the M2 is not an exact indicator. It doesn't follow it exactly. It's an 80% correlation. But I think it's a possibility that we see Casper start to make a rally in conjunction to the M2, in conjunction to their big developments. And we'll start seeing Bitcoin rally as well. Again, Bitcoin still very much dominates the markets, no doubt. It's like not even close, actually. Still very much in a Bitcoin dominant market. But you can see here, look again, Bitcoin. Following exactly to the M2. Right now it's been following almost exactly to M2. And it starts making a move up in May. So I think there's a good possibility, not financial, that May will be a very, very big time for the crypto space. And for Bitcoin, so we've currently got a month left till potentially we see the May Mayhem. and Casper again. What's coming out for Casper is looking very, very strong as well. It's all information again. There's a lot more coming to the space, a lot more projects as well to look into. Of course, Casper's my biggest one, but a lot coming in. So again, if you want to find out a lot more, you need to find out a lot more about the space, institutional research documents, trades, whatnot, available in the community here. warp.com/quantum factory, 7-day free trial. You know the deal. Dromon, why that name? Yeah, I'm also very curious. Not sure what the name behind Dromon is, but I'm sure they'll reveal it to us in 3 days' time when they end up attending the keynote speech on the 8th of April at the Web3 Festival in Hong Kong. What's up, Shabo? Welcome back to the channel. Loading up. Believe in what you hold. Our day will come. Yeah, I think our day is very close now. Again, looking like May is going to be an absolute... I mean, again, this may not come to fruition. Of course it may not. Anything's possible. I think right now, from my belief, this is going to happen unless we get some surprise, trade war type scenario. In the sense of, you get either a war breakout or like more conflicts, if you will. Like, let's just say the Russia-Ukraine situation has escalated somehow. That will probably cause a negative effect and therefore not following M2. If we get, a continuous escalation of the trade war. So let's say China and USA go back and forth, for weeks on end. Do a very similar thing there as well. But otherwise, I do think that, again, markets seem to be following in suit quite nicely to the M2. So I think, again, that Bitcoin will also follow it quite nicely as well. I think a possibility at least. Let's go Casper, Again, Casper looking extremely strong right now, no doubt. I think Casper, again, I'd argue, again, the bottom be priced in. Could it go down lower? Definitely. It's still very much respecting this downward sloping wedge right now, which is interesting. Trading in between this zone here. And I think we'll continue that fashion for a little bit longer. And then I think we'll find some form of bottom around here. And then start to make a rally upwards going, hopefully, end of April into May time, hopefully. Following the big developments as well. I'm not saying that, I don't think crescendo is going to be a price catalyst, but I think it will be a catalyst for everything else that will bring price back. Welcome back, Mila. Hope you have a very good day. And thank you, Jay, for your consistent daily facts and info on Casper. Greatly appreciated. You're welcome. Again, that's my whole role here. It's just about trying to bring a form of insight, right? Again, this is the information I'm looking at. I will make mistakes. I'm human, of course. That's why I always do your own research. But I do try at least bring in multiple sources to try and support the claims that I am making, and just bring some form of belief. Because again, right now the markets are in disarray. Everyone's frustrated, to say the least. 70% down in Casper. No one's happy about that. Who would be? Apart from if you're happy that he's getting it cheap. But I think, again, this is just a temporary matter, and the further Casper will always be there, no matter what. But it will become more. It will become as deafening soon enough when Casper starts makes a rally. My belief again. Can you stake your Tao? Right? I believe you can. Yes, I think you can on Kraken. From what I saw, someone mentioned it on Kraken. I think you could. 74 Bitcoin coming next week. If you believe that much, then sure. Again, anything's possible. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Yeah, I think right now Bitcoin is finding some form of consolidation right now. We could see the markets come down heavily when the market opens again on Monday. 74 Bitcoin will put us just below this level of support here, around here. And I think it's not impossible. But I think what will determine that is on the 10th. I think what will determine if Bitcoin comes down a lot heavier as well is on the 10th of April, when we get the inflation data. If the inflation data comes back and ends up being worse than expected, which therefore means that Trump saying that inflation is coming down, people will deem it as him just lying about it, then yes, that will cause a big pullback. But otherwise, then I'm inclined to believe that Bitcoin will probably stay trading around this zone here for the time being, as it has been doing since the beginning of March. And then going into May, you start seeing it make some form of relief again, simply following the M2. Not strictly once again, but quite closely. We can see it here. Following it quite closely. Almost identical, as you will. So it means it will probably come back down below to these levels down here, end of April, and then going into early May, it'll start making a push back up. if it does follow it again. But again, we could see anything else happen. This does also mean, again, it doesn't follow it strictly, so we could see Bitcoin, therefore, come down here over the next few days, reach below here, and it just slightly goes below the M2, and then makes a quick long from there, goes up. So it shorts down to here, then quick relief, right, a quick reversal, and it goes back up. It's also possible. But seemingly so far, Bitcoin is following this supply quite closely. And we're seeing more printing coming out. What the fuck? Loving it. There we go, by the dip. You know it, Adam. You know it, definitely. Things are looking up for crypto, no doubt. And again, I'll be releasing a video later today. I've been editing it for the last hour. The video in itself, I'd say, is one of the. I mean, it's one of the more general outlook ones. So it's a lot more. Like, I can talk about Casper freely. You know, I've been talking about Casper for a long, long time. When I talk about other projects right now, I can still talk about them, no doubt. But it's not like I could just pick information off the dome as easy as I can do with Casper. You know, Casper is like my bread and butter. So the video I'm releasing later on is going to be kind of going through a more structured layout of this sort of market information here. What's coming, what I believe is coming, this sort of information here as well. Very, very good. And ultimately a general market outlook and what we can expect to see going forward. Anything to suggest that May is going to be a big time, and of course then the assets I think will do very, very well. For me, the top three right now I think will do well is Tao, Sui and Casper. And he's going into May. I think they'll do very well because of the developments coming out and whatnot. And I think we'll see Casper. I think we'll see other assets also do very well as well. But we're still very much again in a Bitcoin dominant market, so we can't forget that. We can't forget that at all. And because Bitcoin's so dominant right now, Bitcoin still matters the most. Welcome back, Jojo bro. Hope you had a very good day. Hey Jay, with everything going on in the market, do you think it would be a good idea to lower our new expectation of capital position for Casper? Good question. I'm sure you are aware that I no longer do exact price projection for Casper anymore because I think it can be a relatively toxic mindset and skew away from the belief of what Casper's trying to build. But to get to your question, I still believe that Bitcoin has the potential to reach 130 to 150k, if not a little bit higher. So I'm going to draw out a box. I think Bitcoin can very much still reach this zone here. I believe that much. Maybe even a little bit higher. You know, maybe we see it go up to 170, maybe 180k, maybe a little bit, something up like here as well. I think it's definitely possible. So with that said, I think that we will see a lot more money put into the market. If it reaches here, that'll put Bitcoin just in and around a $3 trillion market cap. If it reaches up here, then, you know, definitely it'd be like 4 trillion market cap almost. If you see Bitcoin with a $3 trillion market cap, which I think is not a bad shout, not financial advice in my belief from what I've seen, then I asked the question, you know, 3 trillion market cap for Bitcoin, how much of the market cap of that can Casper attain? If it's 10%, or if it's 1% of Bitcoin's market cap at 3 trillion, that's 30 billion, which therefore puts it around $1.20. Do you think Casper can attain 1% of Bitcoin's total market cap, considering what they're building? Or even 2%, putting it at 60 billion, therefore putting it around $2.10. Or even higher. People still say a $125 billion market cap for Casper at $5. Is that possible? You can debate between yourselves. I think Casper has a lot of big developments incoming. I think a lot of people are definitely sleeping on the likes of the KRI and what they're bringing in, the institutional clients they're bringing in, and the fact that they've told us countless times their clients are, you know, receiving the information about Casper, what they're building very well. They're very happy and looking forward to what's being built. Shell, DHL, Hyundai, you know, Bosch, Siemens, Eon, many massive institutions there. You've got, again, the smart contracts coming out as well, with the Casplex and the Igor Labs and many, many more, which is also going to be very interesting as well. So it will come down, and again, the tier 1 listings as well. The tier 1 listings, I think, will be, I would argue, and I don't like saying it, but I'm going to say it because I think it is the truth of the matter. I think the tier 1 listings will be the bigger decider for where Casper reaches this cycle, because I think Casper's got great longevity, no doubt. But I think in this cycle, it needs some immediate price pumpers to generate more FOMO, so it needs some listings. I think the listings are coming. I'm not worried about listings not coming. I think we'll get Binance, I think we'll get Coinbase, I think we'll get OKX. When will be a big factor as well, though. I'm hoping Binance will probably choose to list. If we do get Casper following the M2, therefore going into May, it starts doing this. You might see Bitcoin list, maybe around here. Because again, let's just say this wallet 2 is Bitcoin's wallet. This one here. To my knowledge, their average of Casper right now is around 11.5 cents. 12 cents max. So potentially when it surpasses, Casper's price surpasses that average price of this wallet 2, we'll see more money come back in. And we'll see Binance list of projects. We know Binance want Casper. We've seen proof of that time and time again. Blockchain dilemma, block time over clock time, and so on and so forth. So short answer is I'm not lowering my expectations just yet for Casper. That's my short answer. I think right now we've still got more than enough time. It will depend on the market indicators as well, which will be the regulatory policies coming out in America. Ondu will do well, no doubt. I think Ondu equally will be big. I think Algorand will be big, Ondu will be big, Tao, Sui, Casper, all do very, very well. I think XRP, love or hate it, I think XRP will do well as well. And there are many more I'm sure I've missed out as well. And also there are some that I'm gatekeeping because that's the stuff I'm going to be showcasing to the people in the community here, the executive community here, the VIP group, so they can hopefully find some other good gems as well. Game's game, right? But I do think there's a lot of big stuff coming to the space, and there's going to be hopefully everything's seeming to line up to be a big rally going into May. Welcome back, Warbritannia, brother. Sui, Casper, Tao, good call, share. Yeah, I think that would be, I do think that. I mean, thank you. Again, thank you very much. And yeah, I mean, Casper and Tao for me are just ones that I have a lot of faith in because of the decentralized nature. So I have a lot more trust in them to not screw me over, whereas Sui is not. So therefore, there's a higher chance of such. Saying that, Sui has proven to be doing very well this cycle, reaching almost $5.50 so far, and it's got a lot of adoption. You can't deny that. It had so much volume. It was competing to Solana at one point, and I think Sui has a better infrastructure than Solana, truth be told, as well. Do I see Sui as a fantastic infrastructure long term? I can't say that for sure. I'm not looked that much in depth of Sui, but I know Sui is going to do very well. I think people saying Sui is Solana 2.0, I agree with. I think Sui is going to do well this cycle, no doubt, and I think it can make some big gains from here. I can see Sui reaching $10. At least that's what I'm seeing from community sentiment, saying $10 Sui, so that's a 5x from here. I don't think it's outrageous to say so. I'll put it at around a $40 billion market cap. It's not bad. But at the same time, we can see it go higher. I think Sui is not a bad bet. I think Tao's a strong bet, being a massive AI project as well, decentralized as well. And of course, Casper is going to showcase the biggest, quote unquote argument right now is Casper's got no use case. And it's a fair argument to be made. But it's not like they've not been doing anything. Martin Heisberg, Dr. Martin Heisberg said it great yesterday. Martin Heisberg, Dr. Martin Heisberg stated here, watching alts bleed more than Bitcoin stings, but it's also a wake-up call for many projects with weak fundamentals. There are a lot in this space that have got weak fundamentals. They haven't got anything that really, really building. And they're going to die and get cannibalized when the crypto culling happens later in the next probably year or two, when regulations come through. With that being said, we are all for true innovators like Casper, Render, Dot. I'm not so sure about Dot personally, but I do agree Casper's big. I do also agree Render's going to be big. And there are many, many more as well. And I think, again, we'll see the fruits of the labour come through as well, no doubt. Welcome back, Mr. Mars. So that's the new thing now. No longer bullying me, but just saying first when you're like half an hour late. Welcome back, brother. Had a very, very good day so far. Mr. Mars is here. Yeah, about time, Yeah, and Link as well. Didn't get the alert for the stream. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Art Zero. I don't know why. Typically speaking, I said it yesterday. I forgot to do it again. I will make sure, and I promise to do so now, that I will be making an announcement in the free Discord community every day of when I plan to go live. Typically speaking, it will always be around, 8 p.m. BST, which is an hour ago from now. I should always be going live at that time. So on the days I haven't announced it, when I do forget again, because I'm only human and I will forget again, I'm probably live around 8 p.m. BST, British Standard Time, so it'll be around this time now or an hour earlier. So always should come check out the channel to see if I'm going live then, or in and around the time, and you'll definitely catch up. And hopefully you're intrigued about what's coming out and the stuff we covered in the stream if you're watching on playback. And don't worry, because I'm making a video probably going up in the next 2 hours, which is going to be a kind of a representation of everything that's happening right now, breaking this stream down into a more compact format that's going to give you hopefully a better understanding of the standard of the market, and hopefully we're going to go going forward from here as well. You're the first to do Miles, and after, yeah, exactly. You're right, I believe Casper has a lot in store for it, and only time will tell. Keen to see what the future holds. Appreciate your wise words, always bring facts to the table. I mean, that's my goal. Again, I mean, ultimately, it's the information that's provided to me. I'd say that I appreciate all the, love and kind words. I guess my biggest thing was, again, I said it a few times in the past, but in the last cycle, I struggled so much trying to, block out the noise and try and focus on actual important news. So what I learned to do during the bear cycle was actually how to find research. I learned who the people were to follow, where to find the research, and that's made me effectively into, a competent researcher. And therefore I can find the sources and then, talk about how it's going to affect certain elements of the crypto market. I can talk about Casper fundamentals and what it means. I can talk about this market structure and what it can mean for Casper. And yeah, that's ultimately what it is. And I believe there's a lot more incoming. And while everyone is, recession fears are really, really high, doom and gloom, FUD, all that sort of stuff. Again, this information here for me is proof of such that we are not entering a recession, because we are seeing 82,000 more jobs added in the United States than the expected 127,000. We have 209,000. That's a massive increase, almost a 2x. 66% more. That's huge. So I do think that we are in for quite a lot, no doubt. Quick finally did it. I'm typing from the spirit realm. Look at the remains next to the River Thames. Yeah, apparently now I've I've put Mr. Master to the spirit realm like Aang from Avatar. Apparently, yeah, cool. Give us your Casper wallet address. Make a donation wallet. Yeah, I said I'd do that, didn't I? I will get round to it. I keep saying it, but I mean, yeah, I you know what? I could have done it today. Actually, I was thinking about it, but I'm not joking. The video I've been trying to make, doing the whole in-depth research, also preparing for the stream as well, it's taken me 7 hours of just straight research, and I'm so tired. I've not even eaten today, which is very bad. So I'm gonna close the stream off in about the next 2-3 minutes, get some food, and then finish uploading the video for everyone to hopefully enjoy and get a better understanding of what is coming in the next month and why I am arguably stacking a lot more right now. I'm preparing now to stack a lot more. I'm getting the next paycheck coming through, and I'm going to be stacking a lot more on the assets, DCing a bit more in preparation for hopefully a very big reversal in the next month or two. Yes, everyone should donate to my wallet on my memory. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Good, Charles. Yeah, you know it. Jay, another YouTuber, Crypto Empire, who's always bullish on Casper, just recently sold his bag. He said, chart is cooked. I really want to hold, but I'm about to paper hand. I mean, Art Zero Truth be told, if you've got a paper hand, you've got a paper hand. I have no issues with anyone who wants to sell. It's up to your own decision right now. And Casper's chart doesn't look great. Of course it doesn't. It's down 70%. But I'm not worried, because again, if you look at every other chart in this space, look at C. C has a lot of potential to be a very, very good project. Layer 1 in this space. From all-time highs, it's down 85. From local highs, it's down 76. C's a lot smaller than Casper, so I guess not a fair comparison. But then look at Tao. AI, not layer 1, but even then, it's a decentralized project. And from all-time highs, down 74. From local highs, which is a little bit lower, it's down 70. So similarly to Casper in that regard as well. And I think Tao's going to be huge. Algorand, local highs, it's down about 70% as well. So Casper's chart, while struggling, yes. The difference between Casper and other projects in the space right now in terms of price action is, whereas Algorand did this and then came down, Casper did this. So Casper just peaked earlier and then spent a lot longer coming down, bleeding everyone out slowly. Whereas everybody else has just shocked everyone down in the past 3-4 months. Casper's done it in the past 8-9 months. There have been a lot of people who are bullish on Casper who have left, no doubt. And maybe they know something I don't. But from what I can see and from what I know, I don't have a reason right now to be bearish on Casper. I don't see the reason for me personally to sell Casper when you haven't got tier 1s, the big Binance and Coinbase that are not here yet, that are going to be coming through likely very, very soon. Without 10 BPS, which is coming out in less than 30 days. Smart contracts, also going to be a massive factor bringing more adoption to Casper, and blockchains who are already confirming to be integrating and working with likes of Casplex to collaborate and bridge on top of Casper as well. You haven't got smart stablecoins on there as well. Again, it's coming out very soon as well. So I personally right now, I understand people being more and more bearish on Casper. I really, really do. And there definitely are projects right now that could do well and maybe even do better. I could argue that Sui could do really, really well because it has that high level of early adoption. But you've got to keep in mind that Casper does have adoption. It's got people like, again, KF who are talking to other exchanges or other blockchains to get adoption to Casper. You've got the KRI that, again, I think people are just simply sleeping on the KRI. They've got so many institutional applications they are building right now with Casper. They're not going to be coming out yet, but they're coming out very soon. EVM's coming through. You've got the ZK VM also not far off either for Casper. So if you do conviction art zero, that's perfectly fine, brother. I expect as such. I really do. It's been a long haul for Casper, and again, Sui peaked up here in January and then came down 50%. Casper peaked in August and it'd been coming down a lot slower. It saw, a pullback in December like other projects did, but it's been just downhill for 9 months or so. It's been a tough road for Casper. We'll have to see where it goes from here. I'm hopeful that May is going to be a very, very good inkling, and not because necessarily of 10 BPS is going to be not a price pumper, but a good fundamental integration into Casper, a new upgrade, but because again of the M2. I think the M2 is going to be a very, very good indicator of what is coming to Casper. I don't know why I can't do it like that, but apparently I've got to do it like this. But again, I think Casper does follow the M2. Most cryptos, Bitcoin follows it most religiously, but Casper, again, you can see Casper did have a peak here. It went against the whole gradient, and now look, you can see here it starts to line up again, seemingly going into May. So should Casper and Bitcoin and crypto follow the M2, there's nothing, awry that catches off guard, then Casper hopefully will start to see a rally going into May. That's what the source suggests, at least. That's what the M2 suggests. We're seeing, again, a lot more of that stuff. I'll be making a video, again, later today. Hopefully that'll give you some more conviction as well if you need it. But once more, again, you've got to do what's best for you. End of the day, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a funny internet man bringing education. That's all I can do. You've got to do your own research and build your own trading strategies. And if you want to know more about that sort of stuff, of course, the reason why my conviction in Casper and crypto has not wavered one bit, you can come check out the VRP group. Because what we provide in there, alongside trading information and education as well, what we provide in there also is we do a weekly live stream where we go into detail about alpha institutional research documents, so what the institute are looking into, what they prioritize, and we can correlate that back to what we're researching and what we're holding as well. I can put the information in there as well. A lot more coming in, so again, I'm not too worried right now. I think a lot more is still to come, and I'm looking forward to it, truth be told. I really am. Do not listen to the FUDDers, have your own conviction. Again, I think when I do my research, I look at the both positive and negatives, right? For me, I've heard all the FUD about Casper, and for me, the FUD for Casper purely derives from the price action, and I get it. But it comes from the price action and the current fundamentals, which I get it. But Casper's about to go through a game-changing, historic upgrade. So the fundamentals of Casper is about to level up. It's like packer-punching your gun in zombies. Casper's about to go packer-punch, double packer-punch. About to unlock a ray gun. Not a great analogy, but you get the picture. Casper's about to go through something very, very big. So Casper comes down further from here. I'm not saying it won't do. But I think Casper also has the most to gain from here as well, because of all the imminent catalysts that has not come through yet. Tao is great, but Tao actually already has all the big tier 1s there. So he's got the adoption therefore can come through, but Casper can have those as further momentum catalyst, if you will. 7 hours, I bet your wife gets lonely. Unfortunately, I'm single, but yeah, I don't think she'd be happy with that. She'd not be happy with that, but that's why I can do this sort of stuff right now. That's why I'm doing stuff right now, but yeah, maybe when I have a significant other, which I obviously do plan to, then I will have to pull back a little bit. Who knows? How much time do you spend in anything posted on average? It depends. For Casper content, take me an hour in the whole thing to do. from everything from research to creating to editing to uploading. For this video, because it's required a lot more research into other matters, then it's taken me a lot longer. Is Mild Standish who we think of? You tell me. Mild Standish is my ancestor. He was also trying to escape Quick's ancestors. Cool. Yeah, say no more. Always come for Jay for some hopium. Well, there you go. I mean, again, I'm not trying to sell fake hopium by any means. It's not my goal at all. My goal is just trying to educate from the research that I've looked into. If my information ends up sounding like it's conflicting with other people's, then, you know, by all means, take it all into account. I'm not trying to sell false dreams at all. It's my belief. And everything I'm talking about, I'm acting in accordance to what I'm talking about. So at the end of the day, God forbid, touch wood, something goes wrong, I also get screwed from it as well. It's what I believe in. And I've been in crypto for over 5 years. And I made mistakes in the first cycle. And what I'm doing right now is what I've learned from the first cycle. And I'm trying to, you know, overcome. And I still have overcome the risks and the mistakes that I made. I understand the true value of research. That's why I still hold assets like XRP. I still hold assets like XRP because despite XRP equally being, you know, no one likes XRP in this community, and I get why. I've diversified into it because I understand the importance of being into an asset that has so much adoption, so much hype around it. Whether you like the project or don't, I think XRP is one that's still going to do well. So I've diversified just in case. And of course, Casper I put a lot more into because I just see Casper as, you know, the solution of money. That's how I put it. Definitely, Jay helps us staying on track. You're welcome. I try what I can do, you know. That'd be a terrible mistake. Casper's running ahead of the market and it's already started to, as retested, and use the previous high at 5.5 cents as support. Bitcoin is yet to do that. I mean, again, yeah, Casper I think is in a very strong position, no doubt. This could be the absolute bottom. Casper equally could come lower. Again, there's a potential that Bitcoin does correct a little bit lower. Depends how you match up the M2. Bitcoin could definitely. If I even put it back to 100 as opposed to 110. I mean, it says. Well, let me just think about it. It says 10 weeks, 10 to 12 weeks. So that would be days wise. That's 20. That's 7 times. Yeah, it'd be 70 to 840. Yeah, so it'd be about. Well, it should be about 80 then. 80 would be a good time. I mean, people say I think it's 10 to 15 weeks, so it can be a little bit longer. But I'm just doing. I'll do 85 just for like the middle ground, I guess. Or even 90. 90 might be middle ground there. Between 10 to 15 weeks. And we can see this is currently how the M2 seems to line up to Bitcoin. So with that in mind, we can see that this is currently where Bitcoin should be following. Therefore, it just leads to believe that we'll start seeing some form of rally going into May. Bitcoin could go a little bit further from here. Right now it seems to suggest that we have a little bit more downside coming through. We can see could be more downside coming through here. So I have to wait and see where it goes from here. Many coins have yet to retest previous local highs. Get ready. I mean, yeah. Also, Jay deserves more attention. I mean, ultimately, my attention will hopefully come, and all of our attention will hopefully come when the Casper trigger starts again. And therefore people start looking back into what Casper's about and want to know more. And because I've been there the whole time, hopefully the fruits of our conviction and labour will pay off as well. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Again, I'm also slowly but surely diversifying and talking about other things as well because I understand that there are other interests right now. And ultimately, slowly but surely, I'm going to convince them to all get into Casper. Not convince them, I'm going to build conviction to understand what Casper is about. But we'll wait and see, This crypto empire dude sounds like I have no idea what he's talking about. I mean, I have no idea what the video states, so I need to look into it myself. If you are part of the community, Art0, brother, then please, by all means, send either a link in the community server or even just send me a DM, and I'll have a look at the video, because I'm intrigued to exactly his reasoning for selling. It may be based on actual fundamentals and logical thought process, or maybe it's just purely PA. If it's just PA, TA, and price action, then I personally don't rely solely on TA. You guys know I don't. I rely on the fundamentals as well. The fundamentals matter more. This is like if I were relying solely on PA, I would have got out of crypto by now because it's down horrendously, and it looks like it has no end in sight. But I understand the importance of the fundamentals, like the M2 and the money printing, that sort of stuff, and the stuff coming through, and therefore understand that we might see this could very well be the worst behind us. Again, we could see a black swan, something else happen out of the blue, but it looks like the worst is behind us. We need a live stream of QC and stuck in an elevator together. No, please no. I could barely do Mr. Miles on the on YouTube. Not alone in an elevator together. That would be terrible. But with that being said, live farewell on both. I'll show my face too. Okay, well that would be a very interesting birthday. But with that being said, that'll be it for today's Daily Casper and Crypto live stream. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. If you want to know more about crypto and other market sentiments, come check out the free community. Links in the homepage and the description. Check out the VIP group, which will also even more insight from what's coming into this market. 7-day free trial. Get a peek behind the curtains. You can see our roundtable, which will be covering the alpha information documents and much more, happening tomorrow. So you go check that out as well. And yeah, there's a lot more coming. I'll be releasing a video in the next hour or two, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, have a great day, good evening, and good night. And I'll see you all in the next one.